Notice how dirty my glasses are. So I guess that's how this broadcast is going to start, with me cleaning my glasses. First, change that filter. Don't want just top messages. I want to thank everyone for tuning into the broadcast today. I appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing well. It's good enough. Alright, take those off and get in the way. Alrighty. I go live to talk with people, so I'm open to most conversations. I say most conversations because people can be weird, especially on the internet. So I gotta, cover my back before somebody starts coming in with the creepy questions. Just in case I haven't said it since you joined the broadcast, thank you for joining the broadcast. I appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing well today. Like I said, open to most conversations. Say most conversations because people can be weird, especially on the internet. We are killing time while my lady does her physical therapy. Crocheting. After this, we go and see my brother in the rehab facility. Back in November, he had a really bad asthma attack. It caused his lungs to shut down, which caused his heart to shut down, which caused his brain to shut down. I believe that's 6. Oh, where's your 5? And that caused some brain damage, sadly. Luckily, it just destroyed like his fine motor skills. So he doesn't have much control over his limbs, though he is getting more control almost every single day. He's made good progress, but he's still there as him. He's didn't lose like a decade of his life because he can't remember it. His comprehension is still at the same level as it was before, so he's still doing well overall. I did see you said hi there, Minnie. I was gonna say hi to you right now, tell you I'm doing okay today, can't complain, and ask you how you were doing. I was just finishing what I was saying. How's your day going? Stretch man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Glad to hear that you're doing well today. I appreciate you joining the broadcast as well as talking. I always enjoy having somebody to have a conversation with. Sorry to hear that sick dog. Is it because you're like sick, or did you eat something bad that's not sitting well with you? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Um, today's not too bad. Can't complain, I guess. Life is very hectic. Hello, Tativ. I don't know if I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. How you doing today? What's my favorite food? Um, it would probably have to be pizza. Even though it's a real generic answer. Um, I've always like categorized like favorite foods in different situations. It's let's see. Like so pizza's probably my favorite day to day, so like the thing I could eat the most often. But and then like steak is like the more high end, like if I want something a bit, fancier to eat, steak's the option. But when it comes to just overall favorite, it might be just like regular top ramen with some chicken that I've prepared and a couple other things thrown in there. Real simple and cheap. Hello, Charlie. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Gotcha. No, that's the worst. It's a getting so hungry your body starts like fighting you. That's the absolute worst. And yes, generally green will help. At least in my experience. It's my go-to to help. Thank you so much, Charlie, for the like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Always enjoy when I get new subscribers. Um, I've only tried sushi once or twice. Didn't really like it too much. There's a bunch of different like sushi rolls and things, so I still plan on trying other ones eventually. But that's going to be more, not me like going to try it, more like my brother has some or something like that, and then I try it. Um, but yeah, sushi isn't really my thing, is what I've found. I ate steak last night and pizza. Let me explain. Sounds like a good night. I actually had pizza not last night, but the night before. And then I had steak Thursday. My lady's dad took us out to eat for our birthdays because her birthday was last month and my birthday was on the 18th. So he took us to get steak for our birthdays. It's pretty good. Went to Outback. My lady really likes the bloomin' onion there. That's another round down. Let's see here. I actually don't have a car at the moment. I'm sitting in my girlfriend's car. It's a 2020 Escape Ford. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, I gotta count my stitches, make sure that I did this round of crocheting correctly. Give me 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Uh-oh. Hopefully I miscounted and we don't have to redo this. Might have to redo this though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Did I do one stitch too many here? No. So yeah, apparently I did mess up some way. Alright, many thanks for joining. See you later. Hope I see you on the next one. Nice. Yeah, no, sounds like you had a good day. Helped one of your friends, got rewarded in pizza. Yeah, I agree with Bob Ross on that for the most part. It's real tedious. I have to go back and pull each stitch out slowly so I can see where I either double stitched, which is called an increase, or I mean really that's just what I had to have been because I had one stitch more than what I was supposed to have. I'm not seeing where the mistake is. I'm halfway through the crochet. Back to the beginning of the round, I guess. Let's try this again. I guess it's technically possible. Maybe I put the round marker in the wrong stitch. One way to figure that out, I have found. Here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So yeah, I have the right number of stitches in the last round, so that's not where I messed up. I must have double stitched to not notice. So let's try again. That not a bad idea. It I don't mind just stopping to count the stitches though, because I have cerebral palsy in my right arm. So yeah, trying to do certain things at the same time is kind of hard because whatever my left hand does, my right hand does. So it could be that I, accidentally click too much, not click enough, things of that sort. Plus, like, most crocheters only have to do the whole, like, setup, so you keep it nice and set up. And yeah, because of my CP, I have to constantly fix it. I'm sorry to hear your brother passed away. It's not a disease, though. Cerebral palsy is generally damage to the brain in one way or another. I was born 3 months premature, so my body was underdeveloped, including my lungs. I had to have one of my lungs drained of fluid. I needed a blood transfusion. Yeah, and because in the process of, birth, something went wrong in my body, so a part of my brain got damaged. How it was explained to me was there's an explosion there, not actually like a real explosion, but just, you know, which that part of my brain controlled the right side of my body. So to compensate, the left side of my body started, or the part of my brain that sends signals to the left side of my body started sending signals to the right side of my body as well. So now whatever my left hand does, my right hand does. Had it for 32 years now, so I have learned how to control it a bit, but it is still there. Well, to me, it is. That's the thing though. It's not a disease. It's not something you can catch. It's not a virus that just comes along. It's there's multiple things that can cause it, but it's a disability, not a disease. And I'm sorry that that's you feel like it's a disease because it impacted your brother's life and led to him no longer being here, which I'm really sorry about that. I can't even imagine. Like I said earlier, my brother's actually in a rehab right now with brain damage because he almost died. Um, so though I can't fully empathize and understand how you feel, I can to a certain extent because we did get really close to him dying. Yeah, his heart stopped actually twice in the whole process, everything that was happening. It's part of why he got the brain damage. So I do fully, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, and my condolences to you for every day you have to go without your sibling. I can't even imagine. It's a fear I now no longer have actively because my brother's past that point, but yeah, we got super close, and that's a fear I have. Um, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it's not a stance that you should have because there are people who do look at like cerebral palsy as like a disease and something that shouldn't exist and things like that. Don't let the ableists find ground to be against disabled people. It is not by any means a disease, and yeah, it's sadly a part of life. Doesn't though it may make life harder for some people, it doesn't take away how great a people those people are. Like you said, I'm sure your brother had a lot of great qualities that you truly remember and miss. It's part of why you miss him. No, I am very lucky. I definitely have a mild case of cerebral palsy, um, where, you know, most people don't even know I have it if I don't tell them I have it. So I got very lucky on that front. You are correct on that. And I do appreciate that. I won't say every day, but most days it is something I recognize and appreciate. I definitely have my own demons to conquer when it comes to, self-esteem and things like that and how I feel about my disability. Something I work on in therapy. I mean, I've honestly put a bit of a pause on it for the last couple of months. I haven't really worked too much on myself because life has been so hectic. It's been more talking about the strictly like day-to-day things that are going on than talking about like big picture, self-image kind of things. I can't do as much for my brother as my twin brother or older brother can do for him, or other people in my family can do for him, and that sometimes that gets to me because you know yeah, it sucks not being able to help the people you love and feel like you're not enough when it comes to helping the people that you love. My brother's at the point now to where he doesn't need as much help, so it's not as hard of a feeling anymore because he can do quite a few things for himself now, just in the sense of like repositioning his body and things like that, um, to make himself a bit more comfortable. but he still can't like feed himself or get up and go to the bathroom, things like that. Like I said, he's doing really well all in all. We also got very lucky on that sense because, like I said, he's though he's having to relearn how to use his body and things like that. For the most part, he is still him. He's little slower to understand some things once in a while, but that's probably a temporary thing that with time, because his brain's still in the process of like trying to repair itself. That sucks so much, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. I try not to beat myself up about it too much. It's part of like that's the main thing I've been talking about in therapy the last couple of months is, trying to come into terms with the new reality that my family is now in and, what that means for the future of all of our lives and how it affects the future of all of our lives. No, it's hard to find work. Just something my therapist has been telling me. Try and keep in mind that, you know, you are doing everything that you can, even if it may not feel like enough from you or as much as somebody else. It's the best that you can do. And as long as you are doing the best that you can do, which, most people generally are, you got this. You're putting in the right effort to help as much as you possibly can. And that's all that really can be asked from anybody. Something I got to remind myself almost daily now. Because, yeah, I'm in a tough position. Hey, what's up, CT? Thanks for joining. Long time no talk. How you been, man? No, I definitely know what you mean there. Um, being on disability, money is a very tight thing. It's actually a bit of an issue I'm having right now is how much all of this is costing. I have $1 left in like my bank account for the rest of the month, which isn't too long now, but it's been that way for about a week and a half now. And my credit card, which has about 1,000, I think it's $1,100 limit now. I'm at $850, so my credit card, it's getting kind of high. When interest starts hitting it, it's gonna probably, destroy me. My credit score has already dropped like 28 points. It's the money aspect of it's all starting to catch up with me too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. 8. Especially in the day, like. Yeah, no, that's something that bugs me the most. I know quite a few people who um, are in like situations of like having cancer and they either their insurance company isn't paying for things because they didn't pay enough or because they have cancer they don't qualify or whatever. And then I have a few people who are fighting the state because they don't have enough money to do anything, let alone like one of my girlfriend's friends, she is fighting to just have them pay for her more basic meds that she has when she's got, I think, stomach cancer and lung cancer, I think. I'm not sure where it is in her body at the moment, but she's like full on having to fight her insurance company about just wanting to not just be in pain while she slowly dies. Like, not even to mention the treatment of like chemo and things like that. She's just trying to fight to have a bit more comfort in her time of, real need. And yeah, it's all about how she don't qualify because she didn't work long enough because she's 27, you know. So she's only got like a decade's worth of work. So the insurance or the state's like, well, you're not really getting much. So this is all we're going to be able to give you. Things like that. It's insane how much money seems more important these days than people do. I mean, it's been like that in our country for a long time, but the last, decade, it seems to be so much worse. Really? And then like when I used to work at Dollar Tree, one of our morning stockers, he was an 86-year-old man with stomach cancer. He worked like 4 out of the 7 days a week, coming in, and he worked like 6 hours each day, come in at like 8 a.m., get stuff done. He might not have met the same quotas that other stockers did because he's an old man, but he was a good worker. And but right before I got fired from there, I talked to him because I was the like afternoon shift, so I only seen him for like maybe an hour or two when I came in. But I talked to him a bit, and he was having to fight the state, even though he worked for decades as a not like a like warehouse worker to the point of like moving things around, but like one of the admin. I can't think of like the word of his job, but he put tons of time into a business and thought he would be set up for his retirement. And then he got stomach cancer and everything didn't pan out. Now he has to work at Dollar Tree, who wanted to fire him for not moving enough um, boxes on his shifts. An 86-year-old man with stomach cancer, they tried to get my boss to fire him because he wasn't moving enough product. My boss put her foot down and was like, "No, if he's getting fired, I'm quitting." I also threw my hat in that ring because, like I said, he was one of the hardest working dudes I've ever seen. For being an 86-year-old with stomach cancer, the fact that he's coming in and working 6 hours a day at all, even if it was just one day a week, is just insane. Like, that is so much to expect from someone in that situation, and he came and did it because he's like, I need this money to help pay for, because insurance did like pay for full on like chemo and things like that, but like his day to day medicine, he had huge copays on, and he had to work so he could afford to pay the copays for his meds, and that's just insane to me that someone in that situation has to like fight and prove that they deserve to have these things when you know, they literally just have to go to a doctor, have like two tests done, and the doctor's like, yeah, no, you have cancer. That should be all right, good. Looks like this is somebody we now have to take care of because, like, it's especially like it's specifically in his situation. He's an 86-year-old man. Like, he should not have to be working to exist, let alone exist with cancer. Like, that's just insane. But yeah, it bugs the shit out of me how important money has become in the last decade, and it's probably just gonna get worse. Gotta finish this stitch. I believe that's 8. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. There we go. Almost pulled the stitch out. My phone pinged. Sounded like my girlfriend. She's the only one who. Oh, it's just like a memory thing. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that your family's going through that, man. Hopefully, the medicine and things like that go well for your dad, and it's something he defeats pretty easily. And that's something I worry about now with like everything that's going on with my brother and how like emotionally and physically and financially we are all strapped now with this situation going on with my brother. If literally like anything else happens to any kind of extreme extent like that, my family's gonna fall apart because like we won't be able to afford like another person sitting in a hospital because of some big medical reason or like somebody passing. We're all like holding each other up right now. If we lose one of us, we're all going down. So there's this fear I have in the back of my head like, oh, when's this other shoe gonna drop? When's this other penny gonna drop? When's reality gonna truly push us down before we can even get back up and just, you know, send our family into a spiral, a death spiral, basically. No, it sounds like it, man. It's a and weed has helped me immensely. It always has because like it helps with my pain, but it's also helped with a lot of my anxiety. You know, when I start like feeling super overwhelmed. Um, when I'm like out and about, like today, there's not really much I can do when I start feeling overwhelmed. I just gotta kind of, you know, grit through it. But once I get home, I can smoke and feel a bit better and get some of the stress of what everything's going on off of my back. But, you know, even with, like I said, I'm strapped financially right now. I have $1 left. The only reason why I've had weed is because my girlfriend bought it. But she's got a little bit of money, but, you know, nobody wants to be straight broke. So we got to go without green for a few days till I get money on the first, and then I'm gonna spend a bit of that money, even though I shouldn't, on some more greens for us. And, you know, just go back to straight being broken on my credit card very quickly into next month. Next month's Valentine's Day. Like I don't even know how I'm gonna afford to do anything for my lady, let alone like take the time to do anything for my lady. Cause yeah, it's we spend most evenings with my brother. Um, she works Tuesdays and Thursdays. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we have doctor's appointments. We had 3 doctor's appointments today. I think we have 4 Wednesday and then another 3 Friday. And then we between us we have 28 nieces and nephews. So like this weekend we actually took off from seeing my brother. Well, we took Sunday off. We seen him Saturday morning. We just switched up our shift from evening to morning. Um, we had to take Sunday off, not to just like take it off to relax, but because we had to drive a half an hour to a cheerleading event for one of our nieces, and then drive an hour from there to a birthday party for one of our nephews, and then drive another hour back to the place we were for the first cheerleading event, for a second cheerleading event, for a completely different niece in a different like family unit. So we spent like 3.5 hours in the car yesterday. So instead of like having a day off, it was just a day of running around and just not going to see my brother, you know. Um, which as he gets better, it's not as taxing to go see him, like emotionally and physically. Because it used to be real hard when like he couldn't move anything. I had to try and move everything for him. And though, like you said, you know, I do have it very mildly. Um, his body's real tight all the time because he's still learning how to send the proper signals to the right spots and things like that. So it's really hard to move his limbs sometimes. And I've straight up hurt my right arm at least 4 or 5 times since all this happened, to where it then hurts for a few days afterwards, trying to readjust him or move his hand in the right spot or, you know, whatever. Um, so it's not as bad, but it's still, you know, a lot of physical things he needs me to do, which is still very taxing on my body. on top of just like I have a labral tear in my right hip, so my right hip just constantly hurts. Um, I have to get shots in my hip. Insurance will pay for it twice a year. I probably need it like 3 times a year because it's probably about 4 months, give or take a few weeks, that it does get rid of the pain. It's do those shots, or it's get a big chunk of my muscle cut out because of how deep the tear is. They can't just stitch it back together. They have to cut my muscle out to then have it like grow back together itself through like physical therapy and things like that. Um, which my girlfriend is also disabled. She's a little bit more disabled than I am. So she needs my help in a lot of things. So yeah, it's very taxing on my body. Um, all the things that I've needed to do in this new reality. And yeah, it makes life hard. It makes me a bit edgy being in pain all the time. Um, it's hard to sleep. Yeah, it's not as bad as it was. For a while there, I was having a hard time just like thinking, keeping thoughts straight, focusing on things. Which I have days that's an issue because of my depression, but for like a month, I was like just confused. It is annoying. My brother kept saying, not the one who has brain damage, my oldest brother. He kept making the joke that we have sympathetic brain injuries because he's like, yeah, dude, I'm doing the exact same thing all the time. Oh, yeah, no, 100%. That is my main use of pain. See, I can't even think right now because honestly, today's been stressful in itself. I think this month's interest hit my card, and that's what pushed my card to like 850. It really put some anxiety on me, if I'm being honest. I'm real worried that I'm not going to be able to get my credit card paid off. My credit score is going to just tank. Um, but yeah, it definitely helps with pain management. It is my main source of pain management. Uh, Highly recommend it. Dude, I know exactly what you mean. Dude, I have such a hard time falling asleep. Like, I get an antidepressant. The main thing my antidepressant does is knock me out. If I don't take it, I might get 3 hours of sleep. If I do take it, I'm getting at least 5 hours of sleep. I get anywhere between 5 and 7 hours of sleep when I take it. Um, which is, tons compared to before I was on it when I was only sleeping like 3 hours a night every night. I'll kill for that 6 hours of sleep. But yeah, that's something I've never been able to do. My oldest brother's always told me like, yeah, dude, you'll sleep better if you just turn your brain off at night when you are trying to go to sleep. And I'm like, dude, I don't. How do you turn your brain off? I don't know how to do that. Like how I generally try to fall asleep because I can't get my brain to turn off. I focus it, and I can't do like because I like counting and things. So like counting sheep isn't that's not going to work because once I get past a certain number, I just want to see how many I can count to. So I just got to think the word sleep over and over again until I fall asleep. Right? Now somebody took like some duct tape and put duct tape over my off button, so I just can't even see it. It's not even there. It's just covered up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Stop on that stitch. I want to say, Six Dogs, I appreciate you coming in and talking with me for this long on the broadcast. It's probably only every couple or every few broadcasts I get somebody to actually like bullshit with, talk to for a while, not just pop in, hey, what's up? How's it going? Here's two questions. And then not even like all right, I'm going. They just stop being there. So I start just talking to myself out of nowhere. I'm not a big tea guy, but I generally, how I end my night is reading comics and smoking a bowl. That's how I like to end my night. Um, as of late, so that I can like streamline it a bit, because smoking a bowl in bed is dangerous. I've been hitting a weed pen while I read comics, um, so that I can combine, reading before bed with laying in bed before sleep. You know what I mean? Is that 6 or 7? Yeah, sure, man. No problem. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And are we the same person? No. The opposite is not that my mom won't talk to me. I don't talk to my mom. We don't really have a good relationship. She, yeah, just hasn't been there for me when she should have. Okay, sure, maybe I'll try that. I'm not a very big tea guy, but if it's gonna help me fall asleep, why not give it a go? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I think I did it right this time. Turns out I'm just an alternate version of you. You've somehow gotten onto the YouTube of a different universe. Sitting over there looking like me, but you're in like a pink and purple hoodie, and you wear contacts instead of glasses. Sorry, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. So, Spider-Verse joke. I can be real cringe, call it the Swaggerverse. I think I did it right this time. Might help if I actually do the stitch properly. The country version of me, that's good. I like that. Well, that's cool. Glad to hear you got great memories with your grandparents. My memories with my grandparents aren't bad, you know. Just don't have anything particular like that. My family isn't really big on like carry these traditions. It's not really us. All right, we'll see if we're at the right number now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Yay, we did it right this time. And we can move on to the next rounds. So we just finished, I think it was round 8, I think. Some more string here. This is what we got done so far. We're making a fawn of a reindeer. There we go. Man, crashed there for some reason. Actually, I kind of know the reason. I gotta probably change that back to all messages. I got a text right as I got knocked out from T-Mobile telling me I've used my 50 gigabytes of data this month already, which isn't surprising. But yeah, they like kicked me off my live when they sent me that text. Like, oh yeah, you've used your information. Get out of here. That's cool. Yeah, it's I go through a company called the Wobbles. Let's see, is it anywhere on here? It is not. But it is on this cute little hook here. So I learned how to crochet. They make a lot of cool little animals and things. My girlfriend bought me the advent calendar for Christmas. With everything that's going on, has been going on with my brother, I haven't been able to do it as much as I'd like. So I'm actually still working through the advent calendar. This was day 5 of the advent calendar. This was day 3. Day 1 was a snowman. Day 2 was a cardinal. Day 3 was this. Day 4 was a squirrel. But yeah, they're kind of expensive. Part of why I got into crocheting was to be able to make, you know, animals and stuff for my nieces and nephews. Help make it easier to shop for them, because I don't really have to shop for them. I can just, you know, talk to them or their parents, or, you know, look at their Facebook or whatever it may be, see what they're kind of into at the time, and then go from there. Right now it is just mainly like animals and things, because I've been doing it for probably about, I don't know, like 9 months now, give or take. But I'm not really confident in my crocheting skills to the point where, like, I'm just crocheting things off the top of my head to make these cool things. I'm still going by, like, you know, schematics and things like that. Wobbles is real good about giving good instructions and things like that. So it's where I do all my crocheting from for a while, so I get more confident in myself. But it is something I enjoy doing. When I'm waiting for my lady in physical therapy, as now, before we go and see my brother, it gives me something to do while I'm on the live, because though today I've been lucky to have somebody to talk to, most lives I don't really have anybody to talk to. It's just me, like, rambling. So I like to have something to do to keep my mind distracted, so that I don't get bored, or I don't just sit there trying to think of what to ramble about, or I don't just constantly ramble, just shifting topics every, 5 minutes or whatever. Just something to help keep my mind distracted. Totally did not put this stitch marker on correctly. I appreciate that. I I was before all this stuff with my brother happened. I was going live, every other day. I think for a couple of weeks I went live every single day. Um, but with everything that's going on with my brother, I don't always get on. I also, like, before this was happening with my brother, I was releasing content every single day. So even if I didn't go live on YouTube or broadcast video games on Twitch, I was still releasing content every day because I had a whole schedule of, this gets released on this day, this day, this day, that kind of thing. Um, but I'm taking a break from it for now. Well, we try and, really try and get our lives to settle into the new reality that it's in. So I can set up a schedule and, have time to create content, edit it, and release it. Right now, I don't feel like, going home and taping things, or the main thing I got to do at the moment is edit things. Yeah, I just don't feel like doing that in my free time. I'd rather crochet or play video games or watch TV with my girlfriend, hang out with my girlfriend, that kind of stuff. So my content creation is kind of slowed, but I still broadcast video games almost every single day because that's been my main hobby my entire life and my main release of stress. So it's something I always go to. But yeah, I only go live maybe a couple times a week if I'm lucky. Because, yeah, it's a new life I gotta figure out. Wake up at 5 a.m., do nothing until 7-ish. It's late. Check on my animals. Wait until 6:30. Feed water. Hey, to bed. Sounds like a pretty chill day. What animals you got? I don't feel bad, man. I'm 32 and I don't have life figured out. I have no idea what I'm doing. To the extreme. I have no plan for my life. Don't know what I want to do for a career. Don't really have too much knowledge or skill to rely on anything. It's part of why I started creating content, was to see if I could, you know, get any kind of traction. Who don't want to be internet famous? But yeah, fight with depression, anxiety a lot, and it usually beats me out in most instances. Yeah, I've been doing better the last few years since I got into therapy and gotten with the wonderful human being I'm with. But still procrastinate and don't make decisions on things I should probably have decision made on already. Because, like, right now, I live at my brother's house and my girlfriend lives at her dad's house. I have no way of changing that. Because, like, my brother and his lady are in the process of trying to get pregnant. So, it's not like I can live in their house forever. You know. But, life is not a race, nor is it a set program, a database, or anything like that. Life is different to everyone. It means different things to everyone. So, as long as you remember that, you're never behind or having to figure out life. There isn't a particular reason to life, just being alive. Have chickens, a goose, 4 dogs, had 5, but old dog passed this one. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks, man. You just have not had a good year, man. Jeez. That sucks, man. We actually had to put my girlfriend's dog down a couple of years ago. It was her first dog like she's ever had. So, it was tough. She's starting to talk about wanting another dog, but that's another thing. Like, I don't want us to get a dog and us not be living together. Then one of us doesn't get to be with the dog all the time. Exactly. No, that is 100% true. Yeah, there's no race. The main point of life is to enjoy it. Can't nobody prove that there is anything past this. So, might as well go with there isn't anything past this and enjoy what you got. Because it's pretty crazy that any of this is even here. Any of these peoples, all the stuff we figured out, Bill, all of it's nuts. Oh yeah, no, it's same with my brother. So my twin brother is a stepdad to 2 kids, and then my brother who had the really bad asthma attack, who's in rehab now, he has 2 kids and 3 stepkids, so he has 5 kids. Yeah, my when my twin got into the relationship he is now, initially we had some issues trying to figure everything out because he was, basically new at being a dad. Um, and then same thing with my brother, or my other brother. Um, is yeah, he had to figure out just like we all are now his new reality and how to make sure everything works properly together. And basically, what we're trying to do now. I don't know if it can really be seen on the camera or not, but I keep looking over my shoulder because my lady started physical therapy about an hour ago. And it takes anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, depending on what she does, how long she gets certain things. So she could be walking out soon, so I'm trying to keep an eye on it. So when she does come, I can wrap it up. And then off to see my brother we go. It's losing your first dog's always the hardest. Um, but hey, who don't like having 3 new dogs? Sounds like it might be a bit much at first, though. What kind of dogs are they? All right, another round down. And the next few rounds are much easier to do because it's all just single stitch. There's no adding extra stitches. It's just following the plan, so it goes pretty quick. No, seriously. No, that's something I had to, recognize at first. Well, here comes my lady, so I'm going to have to call it. I want to thank everyone for tuning into the broadcast. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, throw me a like and follow. Best way to know when I am broadcasting is to follow and have notifications turned on because I don't really have a set schedule of broadcasting. Just do it when I can, and with my brother in the situation that he's in, it's a much more hectic schedule than it's ever been. My YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook are all the same. Powerful Swagger, spelled the same way. TikTok is PWFLSWGR. Not that that is really going to matter because it's looking like that'll be banned. But again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, especially you dogs. Enjoyed talking with you. Hope everybody has a wonderful day, and remember, try to be kind out there.